Spice Math. That's right. We add it up, multiply it, man. Spice Math. Okay. A couple things we're gonna learn today. Spice Math. All right. Take some time, educate yourself. Spice Math. That's right. You won't believe it's just math. Come on.
Hi, I'm Ruth Dottin.
Hi, I'm Aaron Williams.
Hi, I'm Brandon Alexander.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Dottin.
Hello, I'm Lyndon Sincere.
We are your Spice Math tutors.
You won't believe it's just math. Just math.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Strawn. Today we'll be focusing on addition of fractions. Now this lesson is catered primarily for persons in grades 5 and 6, especially those who will be doing CPA this year. So to get started, there are a few things that you will need. Now a good math student must be prepared. So why not grab a pen, grab a pencil, make sure you have paper, come with an open mind, and let's get started. Now for a lesson like that, what is it that you're expecting to learn today? Well, the first thing is that we'll be adding proper fractions with like and unlike denominators, and then we'll move on to adding mixed numbers. Now, once you're in grade 5 and 6, you would know how to find the LCM and so on, so it will be easy for us to do certain steps in this lesson. So let's get started. The first thing we'll be doing is adding fractions that have the same denominator. So think about some fractions. Maybe there's a boy out there who's saying 1/3. So let's add 1/3 to 1/3. Numerator 1, denominator 3. We're going to add it to numerator 1, denominator 3. So we're adding 1/3 to 1/3. Now the tendency would be to simply 1 plus 1, 2. And 3 plus 3 will give you 6. But if you know your fractions well, you'll know that this is equal to 1/3. Therefore, it will be impossible to add 1/3 to 1/3 and still have an answer that is 1/3. So what do we do? Remember, this method here will be wrong. Let's find the correct approach. So I start again with my 1/3 and my 1/3. I do have same denominators, correct? So I'm going to keep my denominator, and the denominator here is 3. And I'm going to add. I know 1 plus 1 is nothing for you to add. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2. So our answer here will be 2/3. And I think looking at it, if I have 1/3 and 1/3, I'll have 2/3. It's similar to say I have an apple and an apple. So I'll end up with 2 apples. Now, let's try 1. I want you to work with me. I have 1/5 plus 3/5. All right? Should I do 5 plus 5? You're correct. We don't. We want to keep the denominator as 5, and then we'll add our numerators. 1 plus 3 will give us 4. So our answer here is 4/5. So again, when we add in proper fractions that have the same denominator, we will keep the denominator and we'll add the numerator. We will keep the denominator and we will add our numerator. Hence, we have 2/3 in this case and 4/5 in that case. You think you've got it? So remember, we add the numerator and we're going to keep the denominator. But you must be saying, oh, that's rather easy. Of course, math is easy. Just apply yourself. So now, if you think you've got it, are you ready to try proper fractions that do not have the same denominator? So give me 2 again. You want to try the same 1/3? Okay. So I'm going to try my 1/3. Give me another fraction. Maybe you want to add a half? All right. Now remember, when we add in proper fractions, there's a possibility that your answer may be part of a whole or your answer might be more than a whole. So be prepared, because there are times we may have to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. So here, we know that we'll have to add the numerators, but the denominators are different. So in order for us to work with it, we must bring it to a common platform. And we'll do that by using the LCM of the denominators. Our denominators here are 3 and 2. You're correct. Now, can you think of a number that both 3 and 2 can go into? In other words, can you think of a multiple of 3 and 2? I have 2, 4, 6, and then I have 3, 6. That number 6 sounds quite common to both, so our denominator will be 6. All right, what do we do from here? Now, I'm going to take the denominator of each fraction, divide it into our LCM, which will be our new denominator, and then when I get that answer, I will multiply it by the numerator. So let's try that. Are we ready? So I'm going to be dividing 6 by 3. Maybe you might say 6 divided by 3 or 3 into 6. And we know that we can get 2 groups of 3 in 6. So I have 2. Don't write the 2 here. This is not the spot. We're going to take that 2. Remember, we got 2. And we're going to multiply it by our numerator, which is 1. Now, 2 1s will give us 2. I place my answer here. Now, be careful. We're working with the operation addition. You must carry the same sign. I do the same again. 2 into 6. How many groups of 2 can I get in the number 6? 2, 4, 6. Did you say 3? You're correct. So I'm going to take that 3 and I'm going to multiply it by the numerator over here. So that would be 3 by 1 and that will give me 3. I will bring my answer here. Now we're ready to do simple math, right? So we move from here to this step. Our next step is to add. 2 plus 3 will give me 5. And then my denominator will be 6. Easy, right? I agree. So again, remember, the first thing we'll do, check our denominators. They're not the same. If they were the same, we will keep. But these are different, so we must find something in common. So we found the LCM. We simply divided the LCM by the denominator. We got 2. We took that answer and we multiplied it by 1, which gave us a product of 2. We carried down our operation sign and we did the same thing for half. 2 into 6 will give us 3. 3 by 1 will give us 3, giving us an answer of 5 over 6. So again, when the denominators are different, it will be important for us to find the LCM. You think you've got it? All right, so work with me. Try 2 over 3 plus a half. Try 2 over 3 plus a half. Remember your steps now. Take your time. What's the first thing you're doing again? You're right. The denominators are different. So we need to find the LCM. This one will be easy because we did it over here. So the LCM of 3 and 2, now these are 2 prime numbers. So a hint, when you're working with 2 prime numbers, the LCM is usually the product of the 2 numbers. So we will have 6. What's the next step? Correct. You're going to divide the 6 by the 3, and that will give me 2. Then I'll multiply it by my numerator, and 2 multiplied by 2 will give me 4. Carry my addition sign, do the same. 2 into 6, or 6 divided by 2, that will give me 3. 3 by 1, 3. Correct. Now, we have an answer of 7 over 6. And for those of you who've been following, you know that we have a problem there. What's the problem? Did you say, Miss, we have an improper fraction? Then you're correct. I did tell you sometime earlier that there are times when we add improper fractions where we might get a number or an answer less than a whole or something that's bigger than a whole. In this case, we have an improper fraction. It is not practice to leave your answer as a proper fraction. So a lesson that you would have done maybe in grade 4. It's how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. So what do? Well, there are two ways you can go about doing this. Now, remember, this step here will be needed for other areas in fractions. So let's try. I am working with 7 over 6. The numerator is bigger than the denominator. Now, please be reminded that this here, this sign, this line, represents division. So in actuality, what we're really saying is 7 divided by 6. How many 6s can I get in the number 7? Are you saying 2? No. 2 by 6 will give me 12. All right, so let's try it. Remember, I said it's the same as saying 7 divided by 6. So I have a group now. We have children who still have to count on their fingers. And I know there might be students who are maybe drawing 7 marbles somewhere in a book or 7 strokes. That's quite fine. Different ways to do math. The important thing is that we get the correct answer. So how many 6s can I get in 7? Can I even get a plural? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a group of 6. And then I have a remainder of 1. So one group of 6 is my whole number. I have a remainder of 1. What do I do with these two numbers? Now, my whole number becomes my whole number. Remember, we're moving from an improper fraction to a mixed number. All right, so my whole number is the whole number. My remainder becomes my new numerator. And my divisor becomes my new denominator. So 7 over 6 is equal to 1 and 1 over 6. Now some persons might say it's long. Everybody has a different way of doing it. But what if you are thinking, okay, I have 7 over 6. I can get a whole from it, 6 over 6. And then I can get 1 over 6. So in this case, I'll have 1 and 1 over 6. Think you got it? So remember, the steps, the only problem is that when we get to an improper fraction, we'll need to change it to a mixed number. The steps are basically the same, but as we move on, we'll move to different levels. If you have a question, think about it. Just review. Remember, different denominators will require you finding the LCM. Think you've got it? Great. Now, it's important that we realize that it's not all the time we'll be working with parts of a whole. So it's not all the time we'll simply be adding proper fractions. There are times when you will have to add mixed numbers. So would you want your parents to always give you a 25 cents and a 50 cents? Or would there be times when you want them to give you $5 and cents and $6 and cents? No. Talking money, you're excited. Well, fractions can be looked at as money. So if I say 5.5, what do you have? You say, Miss, that's $5.50, correct? If I say 3 3/4, what would you say? Miss, that's $3.75. So always figure it on your mind. Money, I can work with money. After all, we all want to deal with money. So we're going to move to this side of the board, and this will stay there for you if you need to check. So let's say I have a fraction, 1 3/4, and I want to add that to 2.5. Think, can I add $1.75 to $2.50? Then if you can do that, you can do such a question. So come with me. Let's check this out. Are we ready now? We have whole numbers and we have proper fractions. Now, the only thing different in this than the other questions that we did is that this question has whole numbers. But we can work with whole numbers, right? So let's go. 1 plus 2. Can you do that? You don't need fingers for that. Shout it out. All right, 1 plus 2 is 3. Let's look at the denominators. What have you noticed? You're correct. Different denominators. What do we need to do? Hi, let's visit and find the LCM. I have 4 and 2. Can I think about a number that both 2 and 4 can go into? Can I think about a multiple of 2 and 4? 2, 4, 4, 8, 12. Correct. We can use 4. So the LCM of 4 and 2 will be 4. All right. So what are the steps again? Divide the denominator into the LCM. 4 into 4, 1. And then what do I do again? I'm going to multiply that answer by the numerator. So I have 1 by 3 will give me 3. 2 into 4, 2. 2 ones are 2. So my next step would be to keep my answer. 3 plus 2 will give me 5. And then I'll have 4. Look at this. Your eyes should have opened at this point because there's a problem here. What's the problem? You have 5 over 4, an improper fraction. So this is saying 3 plus 5 over 4. Correct? So I need to change this 5 over 4. What will it be? I'm dividing 5 by 4. So 4 into 5 would be 1. Isn't that true? I'll have a remainder of 1. So I have my 3. I'm adding back my whole number. Remainder becomes my numerator. My divisor is my denominator. And I will have an answer of 4 and a quarter. How many of you would like to have that amount of money? This would be $4.25 if you put it in money terms, as opposed to just simply collecting a 25 cents and a 25 cents. So again, we group our whole numbers. 1 plus 2 gave us 3. And then, as we did previously, we added our proper fractions. The difference here, the denominator. So we found the LCM of 4 and 2. That gave us 4, and we followed our steps by dividing the denominators into the LCM and then multiplying it by the numerators. That brought us to an answer of 3 and 5 over 4. We identified that there was a problem here, so we needed to change our answer to one that is more accurate. So 3 plus 5 over 4 is the same as 3 and 5 over 4. We changed the 5 over 4 to 1 over 4, and then we added it together, and we got a sum of 4 and a quarter. You think you got that? I did. So this question, I'm going to put a nice, this is for you, special box for you, and you want to do this question. I'm asking you to do 3 and 1/3 plus 4 and 2 over 5. 3 and 1/3 plus 4 and 2 over 5. And if that is too easy for you, then try 7 and 3 over 5 plus 8 and a half. No problem there. The numbers are just a bit bigger, but we're doing the same steps. So remember, when you're working with additional fractions, it's always important to look at the denominators. The denominators will tell you if you need to find the LCM or not. If your answer shows up as an improper fraction, then no big deal. Simply change it to a mixed number. Or then, if you want to, you can add it to the whole number if there was a whole number. So again, adding fractions, quite easy. Proper fractions, mixed number. Don't be confused and don't get frustrated. Math is fun. Now remember, you can always go to other sites. You can check Khan Academy. Go to the grade 6 exercises. Try some quizzes. Or you may go to Adapted Mind. Check out the worksheets. No, the world of math is wider than you can imagine. Choose an area. Focus on it day by day, and math will become so easy for you.
You won't believe it. it's just math. Come on. You won't believe it's just math.